Hello, how are you? I hope you're doing great. It's November 1st. It's 29 degrees outside, and today we're going to play a little make-believe. We're going to make believe that I was at work, and all of a sudden, all the machines stopped running. Our phones quit working. Nothing with a microchip in it worked anymore. We saw a cool 1977 Chevelle drive down the street, but that's carbureted with no computers, and it still worked. That can mean only one thing. Yep, EMP, solar flares, something fried the grid, and now we're all stuck here at the plastic turtle factory with no way to get home. Good old Blue here, won't start. Good thing I've got some comfy shoes on because I got a long walk to get home. In my truck, I keep a go home bag. In the go home bag is just the necessities to get myself home. We're not looking to rebuild civilization. We're not going to build a log cabin out in the woods. We're going to hope to not even camp out overnight. We're just trying to get home. You've probably watched many videos on bug out bags, go home bags. So have I. I've seen a bunch of them. And a lot of times I'll be watching these videos and I'll think, that bag has got to be super heavy. And if you've never carried a heavy bag a long distance before, try it out. See how you do. I remember being an 18-year-old young man in basic training down in Fort Jackson, South Carolina, around the mid-90s, and we carried a 45-pound ruck and a rifle, and we did a 14-mile road march. Kicked my ass. Now I'm in my mid-40s. I'm about 100 pounds overweight. I got the high blood pressures. I might have some aches and pains here and there. I can tell you, I'm not carrying a 45-pound rucksack very far. So your go home bag can either be something that helps you get home or slows you down and wears you out to the point where you might not get home. Look at this monstrosity. It's a big pack. But you know what? A lot of that snivel gear, clothing, it's like I said, it's less than 30 degrees today. I have many layers of clothing on. I have a few more in there to put on if I need it. I've got room in there when I shed a layer to put some of my clothing in there if need be. I've got 1.5 liters of water. Every liter of water weighs a kilogram. That's 2.2 pounds for us Americans. There's enough food in there to last me for a day, to give me the calories I need to get through without getting dizzy or anything like that. I estimate this bag to weigh about 25 pounds, maybe between 25 and 30, and that is a lot. That's a lot more than I had hoped for, but with it being cold weather, you got to have more stuff in there to keep warm. A hoodie, an extra sweater, things like that. So all right, we're going to be tracking my walk today with one of those fancy GPS trackers. And I don't know how far I'll make it. Normally when I'm out here walking with the dogs and stuff, we only do about 3 miles or so. I know how far my drive home is. I know how far the average American commutes. It's just a little over 20 miles. Think about that. But I've also paid attention on my way home. I know where the water sources are. I know where my buddies live. If I gotta, talk to them before the grid goes down, but if I need a place to rack out for the night, things of that nature. Luckily, I got a buddy about halfway between my work and my home. We've already talked about this. If anything ever happens, I can crash out there for the night. Maybe you ought to think about something like that too. We're an hour into the walk. We are 2.9 miles from where we started, meaning we've gone an average of 2.9 miles an hour. The pack, I could feel a little weight, but it's not too bad. And I can tell you right now, about 20% of the weight in there is food and water. And let's just say the load will be lightened by the end of this trip, just a little bit. One of the worst things is all these leaves. They've got a little bit of frost, a little bit of dew on them, and I'm I'm glad I brought a change of socks because eventually my feet will get wet from it. The outside of my shoes is already wet and it's only a matter of time before my socks start to get wet. And in this temperature, while I'm wearing the other pair of socks, the wet pair is not going to dry out very fast. So next time I'll probably bring 2 pairs of socks. No, just having a good time. The leaves are great. They're all different colors. I've seen a lot of herons. I've seen a bald eagle. It's nice out here. I'm just kind of enjoying the walk. But like I said, we're just under 3 miles into it. The further you go, the more it's going to suck. So I know it's coming. I know the suck is coming my way, and yeah, we'll just see how it goes when it gets to that point. Maybe you're overweight. Maybe you're not as overweight as I am, but maybe you're in bad health. Maybe you haven't been active for a long time. And here you are watching videos on YouTube about bug out bags and go home bags. And, well, what good is it if you've got all the gear in the world, but it's too heavy for you to carry, or you can't walk that far? Well, maybe it just takes you an extra day to get to where you're going. Maybe you got to lighten the load. You got to get out here and actually do it. See what you need, see what you don't need. I think I've really only got 1 or 2 pieces of fluff in my bag that I brought along just because, and both of them added together is 3/4 of a pound. Sure, I could shit can them, but I don't know. They're just in there to be in there, kind of. We're gonna go through everything that I put in my bag, and some of you will be upset. I don't have the 10 C's all covered. I don't have enough gear in there to fight World War III. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people that say, man, what an idiot. He didn't bring this and he didn't bring that. And where's this and where's that? This is just a bag to get me home. I'm just trying to get home. If I have to camp out overnight, I'm prepared for that. It won't be fun. And I know the hours I work and how far I work. If this was a real situation, especially this time of year where it's dark 16 hours a day, I'm prepared for that. I've got headlamp and a small flashlight. Anyway, like I said, an hour into the walk, I figure we'll take a little break every hour. Maybe I'll take a screenshot of my GPS tracker every hour and put it in here. Just to, you know, some people might try to fake doing this, but I'm actually out here walking today. All right, well, I'm gonna take a little break, maybe get a little water in me, and get all this camera gear packed up, and we're gonna head on down the trail. So occasionally this canal has to go over another body of water, so they use aqueducts. So here the canal goes through this aqueduct, and currently I'm over the Green River. And that's the canal, and down below is the Green River. It's beautiful. We're about 6.1 miles into the walk. It's about noon. We're getting ready for some chow. By we, I mean you and I. I'm out here by myself. And it's been a pretty nice walk so far. I could feel it a little bit in my calves, not too bad. A little bit in my quads. My back's not hurting, the pack's not that heavy. You can feel it's there, but it's not too much. And I think where a lot of people get into trouble with these get home bags or bug out bags is they want to put too much stuff in there. Well, how far are you going to be able to carry it? How slow are you going to move? I've been going about 2.7, 2.9 miles an hour. I'm a slow walker. You know, not the lightest on my feet. Not the most graceful gazelle in the safari. But I've been doing pretty good. Let me show you something kind of interesting. Here's the aqueduct again. Here's our chow. We're going to have some pistachios, StarKist Smart Bowls, and a granola bar. This is all from Dollar General. I made a video a while back on making MREs from stuff from Dollar General. I'll post a link to that in the description below. Check it out. I've got a couple other Dollar General videos in mind because we go there quite a bit. But there's these like concrete steps. It's going to make a nice seat for me. But they go all the way down. And you can go down under the aqueduct. And I see like somebody's got a fire pit down there with a grate on it. If the weather got bad or I had to hunker down for the night, I'd go down under there and make myself comfy, get a fire going. Might even throw a line in the green. I know this particular spot pretty well. We fish here quite a bit. It's good for smallies, catfish, largemouth. There's all sorts of good fish in here. Well, a video of just walking would be pretty boring, but this is what it looks like. Pretty monotonous, but it's nice out here. There's a lot to look at. The farmers are out combining their fields. Leaves are falling. I've seen some interesting little critters here and there. One piece of gear nobody ever talks about, but it's very important. Gold Bond medicated powder. Pepper spray. This is too shaky. You always gotta have something to protect yourself with, you know? This being Illinois, this technically being a state park, I'm just gonna stick with pepper spray. What's that on my hat, you ask? Oh, you mean my free seed company hat? You see, around here, you ain't a real farmer till you got yourself a free hat. Like this one. See, it was free, because it says free right on there. Not really. I ordered it from Amazon. Thought it was funny. Probably get my ass kicked by some farmers. Okay, so here's what I had in my pack while I was out on my walkabout today. I had a stocking cap. I had an extra sweater. I had an extra pair of socks. I should have changed into them. I didn't. I regretted it later. I had a whole roll of toilet paper, which you can see now is only a half roll of toilet paper. That should show you how important it is to pack toilet paper in your pack. Because now it's only half a roll of toilet paper. I had this thing, which I forgot was in there. It's a little miniature folding shovel. I forgot to take it out of my pack. That was an extra pound of weight I didn't have to carry around all day. I had a life straw. Look at this. These are great. You can drink water right out of the creek. Something like this. And the bottle of water I had, that 1.5 liters of water I talked about, and the life straw. Well, you can screw a bottle at the proper size right onto there to make some drinking water. So I was never in danger of not having enough drinking water. I knew where my water sources were, and I had a way to exploit them. On my belt, I had a way to defend myself. Could be pepper spray, could be a different way to defend yourself. Read into that what you will. Also on my belt, I had a multi-tool. This one my son bought for me for Christmas. There's a hammer, it's pliers, it's a knife. It's a multi-tool. You never know when you're going to need it. I had a rain poncho. Had some 550 cord. Had a silverware pocket knife set. I had my K-Bar backpack caster, hobo line fishing reel. I had a couple hooks, sinkers, things like that. A little bit of fluff for the pack. I probably wouldn't need this, but if it turned into a camp out overnight situation, guess what? I'm eating. I'm not going hungry. Are you kidding me? This is cool. If I wasn't a YouTuber, maybe I would carry this. This is an external battery pack. You can charge this up at home and use it to charge your phone or whatever. And this one has a solar array on one side, so you can set it out on a picnic table, let it charge up, and then charge your phone off of it. There's also a flashlight on it. And it's pretty heavy, but for 16 bucks, shit, you can't go wrong. This will never leave my pack. This is always coming with me. I had a bandana, a cloth. This could be a sling. This could be bandages. This could be char cloth. This could be a pillow. This could be a lot of things. This could be a way to filter the chunks out of water before I run it through the life straw. Never leave home without it type thing. I had a 1 gallon freezer bag just because you never know. You might go in the woods foraging for berries or something. It's just always a good idea to have one of these. You can carry water in it. You can do a lot of things with the Ziploc bag. Alright, I had a fillet knife to go with my K-Bar backpack caster. If I did catch a fish, it's nice to have a little fillet knife to cut it up with, and it's a cutting tool at the end of the day. Not one, but 2 Bic lighters. Self-explanatory. A couple different can opener options. Again, self-explanatory. If you don't know, ask somebody. P51, my favorite. You can't go wrong. Had my food bag with me. A couple little Dollar General MRE items. Of course, you have to have this if you're going to be a YouTuber. You're never going to use this. This is never going to come into play, but what this is the water key. A lot of commercial buildings, municipal buildings will have a certain way to turn the water on and off. And this is something you throw in your pack in case you're really thirsty. Maybe you'll get lucky and be able to get yourself some water. But every single bug out bag video, every single type of video like this, they have one of these. So you know what? I thought I should probably have one too. Will I ever use it? Nope. Gold Bond medicated powder, excellent. You've got to have this. It's required. I've never seen a bug out bag video. I've never seen a go home video. I've never seen any kind of we're going to restart civilization video where they've talked about this. This is the most valuable thing in my pack. Foot powder. If you're a little heavy and your thighs rub together, you're going to need some powder. This is an absolute must. This was $1 at Dollar General. Why wouldn't you? For walking at night, we've got our headlamp, Energizer. This was $10 for 2 of these, and it came with batteries off Amazon. What a deal. For $10, you get 2 headlamps and enough batteries to power both of them. We've got our Ozark Trail flashlight. Self-explanatory. If you're going to be walking home from work and it's going to be multiple miles, chances are a lot of that time you're walking will be at night. You're going to want a headlamp. You're going to want a flashlight. Both of these total half a pound max. So, that's what I carried in my pack today. Did I get tired? No. Did I run out of energy? No. Did my knees start hurting really bad and I had to stop? No. Was the pack too heavy? No. What ultimately did me in, why I had to cut it shorter than I wanted to today, was my feet. I started to feel that I was developing hot spots, which could lead to blisters on my feet. At the end of the day, when you're walking a long distance, the one thing all these bug out bag people and they won't talk about is the condition of your feet. Think about that. Walking. The only thing that matters is your feet. With 2 pairs of socks and foot powder and everything else, I could not stop the hot spots from developing, the blisters, everything else. So what I have to do is, from here on out, I've basically got to toughen my feet up. So all the gear in the world, all the fancy paracord and all the best multi-tools and I got the greatest bug out bag ever, doesn't mean a damn thing if your feet are garbage. You've got to get out there and practice. You've got to walk. You've got to carry a heavy weight on your back while you walk. Otherwise, all this crazy gear and all the money you spend, it doesn't mean a single thing. You're not going to make it. If your feet get blistered up and you can't walk another foot and you can't take another step because your feet are hurting you. All right? So I'm going to work on that myself. You do what you got to do. But if you've taken any value from this, if this has been informational at all to you, I hope you'll hit that subscribe button. I hope you'll hit the like button. Leave a comment down below. All that good stuff.